relationship, and we're very lucky that Garber is involved with Camp Fishtails as much as they are.
Everybody knows you'll do better at Garber.
WSGW News Time 9:08. The weather forecast is next. A gun was found near a school in West Michigan's Walker in the Grand Rapids metro area by a student. In a Facebook post, Walker police say the firearm was located outside in an area not typically accessed by students or staff of West Michigan Academy of Environmental Sciences. They say a staff member promptly secured the area and contacted police. Police are trying to determine if the gun is related to a hit-and-run crash in February involving a stolen vehicle. A Detroit teacher faces a pair of charges after bringing a gun to school as well. Michigan News Network's Luke Sloan has the story.
57-year-old William Howard is accused of bringing the unsecured, unlicensed handgun to Cody High School last Wednesday. Police say the gun fell out of his knapsack and onto the floor in the hallway. Detroit police came to the school and arrested Howard. He's been charged with carrying a concealed weapon and possession of a weapon in a weapons-free school zone. Howard will be back in court on May 1st. He was arraigned over the weekend and given a $10,000 personal bond. I'm Luke Sloan for the Michigan News Network.
University of Michigan graduate workers are expanding their strike. Members of the Graduate Employees Organization say they're planning their first picket at the University of Michigan Dearborn campus. That's scheduled to take place today and is just one of a string of pickets planned for the week. Strikers say they'll also be walking picket lines on the Ann Arbor campus and during 3 separate commencement services this week. Nearly 2,300 members of the Graduate Employees Organization have been on strike since late March. You should check with the DNR before heading to a state park this summer. There will be temporary closures in place for several parks while the DNR works to address issues and make enhancements. Parks that will close include the Conservatory and Outdoor Gardens in Belle Isle Park and Porcupine Mountains Wilderness State Park. Before visiting, you can go to michigan.gov/DNR closures for the latest updates. WSGW News Time 9:10, and now here's WNEM First Alert meteorologist Matthew Mondro.
Tuesday has a high of 50 degrees with increasing clouds, and we'll see some spotty showers during the afternoon. Our west wind, that'll shift to the north this evening. Speeds only 5 to 10 miles per hour. For tonight, a low of 33. A few of those showers lingering early by midnight. Those are done, and then we're just partly cloudy for the rest of the night with a north wind at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Expecting another round of some freeze warnings again for Tuesday night. Then on Wednesday, very cloudy with a high of 50, and just seeing a few pop-up showers along the lake breeze right on the shoreline of Lake Huron. We'll have a low of 32 on Wednesday night, so some freeze warnings possible again, then just very cloudy and 59 on Thursday. From the First Alert Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Matthew Mondro.
And currently in Saginaw, it is 40 degrees.
Now, the only local radio talk show offering you the chance to ask your questions and express your opinions from around your block to around the world. The Art Lewis Show is on 100.5 and 790 WSGW and online, WSGW.com. The Art Lewis Show is presented by Westside Decorating Center.
Indeed. Westside Decorating Center is our sponsor at 5789 State Street with their newly expanded showroom, and it now includes countertops. So everything for home decorating can be found at Westside Decorating Center. Later on, we'll have open phones for you throughout the program, and at 11 o'clock on Focus, we'll focus on the Greater Michigan Community Center. We're going to start this hour talking about an important cog in the financial wheel of this country, and that's small business. And we're going to do that by talking to someone from the Small Business Administration. She is Laketa Henderson. Laketa, good morning to you.
Good morning. How are you?
We're well, thanks, and thanks for joining us this morning. So,
thank you.
How important is the small business cog in the wheel of economy here in the U.S.?
Well, the Small Business Administration is very important. We see ourselves as the catalyst to all small business. And because we know that small businesses employ over 60% of those working in the U.S., it's important that we invest in them, support them, and give them the resources that they need to continue to thrive in this economy, because as small business goes, our individual economies go. And as you can see in the last few years was a demonstration of that with the pandemic. So we see ourselves, our goal, of course, is to counsel, assist, and aid, and we help start, grow, businesses expand and recover. So we're essential.
So, Laketa, let me ask this. What constitutes a small business?
A small business is defined by what we have. We call them NACE codes. It's North American Industry. Oh, and of course, I've drawn a blank, but they're NACE. The NACE codes, and they're codes that just generally identify what type of business you are in. So what you would do is go to what we call our size standards. And if you go to SBA.gov, you can put in size standards and see if you're considered small. And what happens is you'll see that it's based off of your revenues or even your number of employees. And if you're a small business and you do, let's say, contracting, and the NACE code it used to be 236220 was for general contractors. And the highest level, you can make up to 33 million a few years ago. I think it may be up to 36 or 37 million now. And that's saying if you're a business whose revenues are lower than 37 million over a 3 to 5 year period, you would be considered small.
Which is interesting because I think a lot of average folks would think, well, if you're making $37 million, you're not small. But
exactly. And we hear that all the time. Yeah.
In the scheme of things, though, I guess we are, right? So small business, it had its issues during the pandemic, as did everybody, including big businesses. Have we recovered from the pandemic now so that small business is back where it was pre-pandemic levels?
We're not there. We've had quite a few businesses that no longer exist, but we are seeing a resurgence in small business startups, actually record numbers in small business startups, with women leading the way. But we have a number of businesses who did survive, but now they're looking at how can they maintain and as well as expand and grow. That's what we're seeing now. So there's while we have the surge in startups, we still have those who are in that midstream who are trying to figure out where should I stay? I pivoted to this, but should I go back to what was my bread and butter? But we're saying no, that's part of your services now that you offered. So we have counseling services that can help them determine how do I maintain if I want to just stay small, or how can I grow?
Does the SBA provide startup funding?
We do not. We do not provide. And you mean in terms of grants?
Grants, loans, whatever.
We do have loans. We do have loans for those. The SBA has relationships with traditional lenders, and we offer. And let me be clear, because many people think we loan money. SBA is not a direct lender unless it's disaster relief. But we have traditional lenders that work with us, and we offer a guarantee.
Right.
And that's if you've gone out and you can't get a loan and there's a need for the loan, and we offer a guarantee because that's an incentive to the lender to lend to you to mitigate their risk. And we can give a guarantee up until 75 to 85%, depending on the specifics of the loan. We also have micro lenders and CDFIs, which are community development financial institutions. And these lenders are economic development organizations who are in the community, and it's their job to help in lower income areas, women, veterans. They're there for that, and they offer smaller loans, and those are non-traditional. But we can help with startup, growth. If you want to buy equipment, or if you want to buy a building, we can working capital. We have many loan products that can assist with that.
So let's talk about the small business person who maybe runs into a stumbling block in their business somewhere along the line and needs to confer with an expert, can they come to the Small Business Administration for help?
They definitely can. They can give us a call, and actually email us at michigan@sba.gov. And they will be routed to a team member who will speak to them on what their needs are. And because our office is responsible for the entire state. So, of course, if we're a small office, we're not able to get out and counsel everyone on one-on-one. So the SBA has granted different organizations funding to do this on SBA's behalf. And so, depending on where you are or what your needs are, we will then refer you to that resource partner. And those resource partners are, and perhaps some of your listeners or you have heard of the Small Business Development Center, which people refer to as SBDC. We have WBCs, which are Women Business Centers. Let me go back to the SBDC has 10 locations throughout the state. The WBC has 3 locations, one in Livonia, the Great Lakes Women's Business Center, one in Grand Rapids named Grow, and then one in Benton Harbor, Cornerstone Alliance. And then we have a Veterans Business Outreach Center. If you're a veteran, you can reach out to VBOC, and their name is VetBiz Central, and they focus on veterans. And we also have SCORE, our retired volunteers who have industry expertise, and that'll help you figure out what it is your needs or desires are. And all of these services are free. All of these services are free because the taxpayers have already paid for it. These are their tax dollars. So depending on what they are trying to do and where they are in their business, we will channel them to one of our resource partners to get them going and work out whatever assistance they may need.
Do you know offhand what the success rate is of small business in terms of a new business opens up? How many of them survive that first year?
I actually do not have that statistic, but I do know that, as we all know, it's very difficult to start a business. So, the fail rate is high, depending on the industry and the sector.
Sure.
We know that a lot of restaurants do have difficulties, and that's one of the highest turnover in terms of closures we have. But actual statistics, I apologize, I don't have that.
Right. So let's talk about that for a minute, because if someone wants to start a business, maybe a restaurant or whatever, it's always recommended they have a good, sound business plan, but a lot of people have no idea how to write a business plan. Can they come to the SBA for help in developing that business plan?
They definitely can. And if you're looking to start, we would send you probably to the Small Business Development Center or a women's business center. And yes, men can go there as well. But I would say, and they can help you formulate a business plan, talk to you about your financial situation, as well as channel you to those finances that you may need in terms of funding and loans. But I would say that the SBDC is great as well because they can help you prior to starting this business actually realize, is this a business you need to start now or the location you want? Because they can provide market research. And market research is so important, and many people don't do their due diligence before they start. But they can provide you the research that shows you how successful prior businesses have been in this. What about this area, which is so important.
And last question, are we finding more and more women going into business?
We are indeed. We have a record number of women business startups, and and we're finding it's because it offers amount of flexibility that they can't get with a traditional employer, because you have a lot of women who have small children. Women tend to be more creative, and sometimes even bigger risk takers. So the startups for women, and that's why the federal government and our administrator, Isabella Casillas Guzman, has made a focus on this, and we've incentivized, we have the women-owned small business certification, and the government has actually earmarked some federal dollars in terms of contracting to attract more women. But yes, women are starting far more businesses than anyone else in the United States.
So, Laketa, if someone wants more information about the SBA, how can they find it?
Send us an email. Well, we're located. Let me give you our location is downtown Detroit. We're at 477 Michigan Avenue. We're on the 18th floor in the Patrick McNamara Federal Building. But even easier, send us an email at michigan@sba.gov, and we will get you started on your path, or if you're even already in business, help you figure out which steps you need to take next.
Excellent. Well, listen, I thank you for your time this morning, and we'll have to do it again sometime.
Thank you. You have a great day.
You too. Bye-bye now. Laketa Henderson from the SBA here in Michigan. We thank you for joining us. All right, for the remainder of the program, right up through 11 o'clock, open phones at 989-752-6111. That's the number to call to participate.
Hi, I'm Jim Blau, owner of Mid-Michigan Canine Academy. As most of you know already, our Redemption Crew has the most effective dog training methods in Michigan, transforming hundreds of dogs and families' lives each year. But you may not know about our premier boarding, day camp, and grooming services. Aren't you tired of booking out for weeks to get your dog cleaned, clipped, and looking sharp? We're taking on new clients, have immediate availabilities, even on Sundays. Book online at mid-michigancanineacademy.com. That's mid-michigancanineacademy.com.
Hi, this is Jessica. Have you given your child the opportunity to get a healthy financial start? By opening a youth or teen account at United Financial, your child can start learning the benefits of saving right now. We offer a variety of perks for our young members too. A special 6-month certificate of deposit, additional rewards for saving, and for good grades. Hey teens, did you know we have an account just for you? Open your first checking account and debit card at the credit union, and we will also share important tips on how to best manage your new account. Visit our website for details and see just how easy it is to open your new account with United Financial Credit Union.
Federally insured by the NCUA.
We're where you work, where you live. United Financial Credit Union. Serving the Valley community.
Do bank closures, inflation rate hikes, and the roller coaster of the market frighten you as much as it does me? You need to call Oxford Gold. Securing your IRA or 401k with real gold and silver is a portfolio protection plan, and Oxford Gold has made it as easy as 1, 2, 3. One app, one call, and you pick the precious metals. That's it. You now own real precious metals. Call Oxford Gold today and learn more about the 1, 2, 3 protection plan at 833-404-GOLD. That's 833-404-GOLD.
I'm Elizabeth McDonald, and this is the Fox Business Report.
There's upbeat news from some corporate giants this morning, though the overall picture we're getting is mixed. PepsiCo says it's seeing resilient demand for its products, which include Frito-Lay snacks. Its earnings and revenue top forecasts. It raised its expectations for the year. General Motors' quarter was better than predicted. It's also still seeing strong demand. McDonald's sales rose in the period. It was able to charge more for some items. It's been seeing more visits to its restaurants. GE Healthcare is now a standalone company. It also reported an upbeat quarter. But it's not all rosy. 3M is restructuring and will cut 6,000 jobs on top of 2,500 announced in January. It's downsizing its corporate operations, will simplify its supply chain, and reduce management layers. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Cosola, invested in you.
In business, everything your employees do impacts your brand, including what they wear. Cintas has high-performance workplace apparel for almost every job imaginable. From work shirts and pants, to polos and khakis, to Oxfords or T-shirts, these clothes move, breathe, and look great. Your team gets the styles they like, you convey the image you want. And Cintas service includes weekly laundry and delivery. To learn more, visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
The Saginaw County Sports Hall of Fame will be announcing the class of 2023 on April 27th, and you are invited. Each year, athletes, teams, and contributors who have made an impact on the community or local athletics are celebrated. You can be among the first to know who the lifetime voting members elected this year. For more information, go to SaginawCountySports.org or call 989-921-3677. Social hour begins at 5 p.m. Announcements start at 6. All happening inside the Castle Museum in downtown Saginaw. Food provided by Tom Wood Catering.
Yeah, I'm so stressed. Our business is growing. We've got people all over now. What is that? Meditation?
I'm recommending the Uma cloud phone system with auto attendant and more than 50 features.
Uma?
Yep. Switching to Uma is a cinch. Just $24.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees.
Uma.
Now you're feeling it. Find small business calm at Uma.com/radio. That's OOMA.com/radio.
Hi, this is Mike Avery. You know you can hear my outdoor magazine show Sunday mornings, 9 till noon on WSGW. But now there's another option. Saturday morning, 6 till 9. Tune in for the latest outdoor news and information, hunting and fishing tips, wildlife and conservation issues, even some wild game cooking. That's Outdoor Magazine now on Saturday mornings too, 6 till 9, right here on WSGW 790 AM and 100.5 FM.
All right, welcome back here on WSGW. Art Lewis Show. Open phones for the remainder of the program right up through 11 o'clock, 989-752-6111. Headline says, the worst kept secret in Washington is out. Joe Biden announces his 2024 re-election campaign. So, are we going to see a replay of the 2016 election? Trump versus Biden. It's certainly a possibility. Both have announced now. And on the Democrat side, no real serious contention for Joe Biden. On the Republican side, the most serious contender for Donald Trump has yet to announce. That, of course, is Governor DeSantis of Florida. I wonder if I could have been totally wrong in predicting a huge amount of Republicans coming out to run in the primary for the 2024 election. Possible. Although we've seen some come to the forefront, 4 have announced. Not the groundswell that I expected. You know, I really did expect another knockdown, drag out, 16, 17 people on the dais kind of debate. But doesn't look right now anyway, it doesn't look like it's going to be even close to that. And for Biden, there probably hardly will be any need to have a debate in a primary because, you know, there's no serious contenders. Now, yes, Mr. Kennedy is in the race, but I don't think that that Joe Biden is going to have serious opposition that he'll have to worry about in terms of the primary. And is that an advantage? And here's why I say that. Because if Donald Trump gets some serious opposition that he really has to pay attention to, and Ron DeSantis certainly would be one of those, he's got to spend his time making his way through the primary field, where Joe Biden can simply go on the offensive against Donald Trump as opposed to other Democrats. So from a political strategy standpoint, you would have to say Biden has an advantage because he can go after his leading opposition, which in this case would be the Republican nominee, which would be probably Donald Trump. He doesn't have to worry about other Democrats, where Donald Trump has to worry about other Republicans. Time will tell. Interesting to watch. I think back, we have said this so often during presidential races. It's fun to be a political observer today, And I have to be honest. I mean, as a political observer of many, 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 many years, on the one hand, I can't imagine a political time more interesting to watch. At the same time, I can't imagine a political season more depressing. And I mean that sincerely, and I use that word purposely. I think it's depressing. I think it's depressing the way politics has lowered itself to the lowest common denominator. I think it's depressing how personal the attacks have become. I think it's depressing that nothing seems to get done. I think it's depressing that a lot of people have been turned off by politics and don't participate, and that we haven't taught the younger generation the responsibility of being a good citizen. I find a lot of that depressing. But I'm also an eternal optimist. This country has been through hard times before. It's been through a civil war. It's been through depressions. It's been through major wars. It's been through political problems. And it manages to bounce back. I hope it does again. Again, I'm an eternal optimist, so I look at it through rosy-colored glasses. Sometimes that's not always the best view. I understand that. But that's who I am. I don't change just to satisfy the wind. Long time ago, as a matter of fact, I had this discussion with my general manager a long time ago. We talked about programming and content and all that stuff. And fortunate for me, he doesn't seek to change me, because I told him straight out. I said, look, this is who I am. This is who I have always been. And I'm not about to change just to satisfy, for example, a ratings number. And when I used to talk to broadcasting students, and one of the first things I told them is, be yourself. Be yourself. Don't try and be somebody else. It's a lot easier to function that way. Because if you set up a false scenario of who you are, then you have to remember it. Whereas if you're yourself, you don't have to remember anything. You're just you. So we're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll talk to Scott and Saginaw when we return.
The Home Builders Association of Midland invites you to the Home and Outdoor Living Expo. Joint event sponsors Horizon Bank and Dow Credit Union. And support sponsor Rent Right. Saturday, April 29th, 9 till 6, and Sunday, April 30th, 11 till 4 at Dow Diamond in Midland. Visit indoor and outdoor exhibitors. Concessions all weekend. And Family Fun Day sponsored by Lawrence Smith Windows and Doors on Sunday from noon till 3. Hourly giveaways and a chance to win a suite for $20 and a $500 food and drink voucher to a Loons baseball game.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
Spring is here, and we are ready. We can help you get your yard looking alive. Hi, I'm Matt Bouvet. At Abley Greenhouse and Garden Center, our plants look great. They're hardy and colorful because we grow them here with a little touch of TLC. Remember, at Abley's, you get the best plants along with time-tested and proven advice, all at very competitive prices. That's been our pledge to our customers for decades. Stroll through our more than 2 acres of greenhouse and garden center and enjoy springtime at its finest. Flats and flats of vibrant, healthy plants just waiting to call your home their home this spring. Decorative pots and hanging plants. Specially designed pots with plant combinations you won't find anywhere else. Enjoy the smell. Feel the energy. Make it a part of your yard this year with the help of Abley Greenhouse and Garden Center. Get the TLC you deserve by planting with us this spring at Abley Greenhouse and Garden Center on Wadsworth near the freeway, Saginaw. Remember, if you fail to plan, then you plan to fail. See us online. Like us on Facebook and Twitter too. Let us make your outdoors beautiful.
If you own a small to medium-sized business that kept employees on payroll through COVID, you may have a big cash refund waiting for you. The Employee Retention Credit is a tax credit of up to $26,000 per employee. And now, more businesses than ever qualify. The experts at RefundsPro.com specialize in cutting through the red tape of qualifying for this government program. Most of their refunds are over $100,000. Even businesses that have received PPP funds may be eligible. And there are absolutely no fees unless you receive a refund. So there's no reason not to apply. If your business experienced shutdowns, limited capacity, supply chain challenges, or reduced revenue due to COVID, you likely qualify. RefundsPro.com has already helped hundreds of businesses. So don't lose the refund you're owed by missing the deadline. Get started today with a free 5-minute questionnaire at RefundsPro.com. That's refunds with an S, pro.com.
Broadcasting from the premier kitchen and bath gallery showroom and design center studios. This is WSGW.
All right, we're back with you here on WSGW and to our phones. Scott is in Saginaw. Good morning, Scott.
Hey, good morning. Art. I thought I'd talk a little bit about the landscape here in America, things that have taken place in maybe just the last 7 days. Antifa, there was 4 members of them arrested in Texas for beating up other protesters that they didn't agree with. That same Antifa that Joe Biden said did not exist there, only in an idea. In Montana Monday, the transgender community rushed the Capitol building, tried to stop a proceeding there. 7 of them were arrested. There's another transgender called Dunker who's going out on social media with a gun in his hand saying, I dare somebody to stop me from going into a woman's bathroom. I dare you to do it. It'll be the last thing you do. And then he tells transgenders, take up arms, protect yourself. Washington State, they're going to sign a bill today where they no longer need the parents' consent for a child to run away and change their sex.
Yeah.
And then here in our own state, Governor Whitmer passes the Elliott Larson bill. If anybody takes the time to read this, it's a bill that's very convoluted. It's very hard to interpret. It leaves it wide open for interpretation for discrimination against the queer community. And so I'm a little concerned about that. I don't know why we need to keep giving people who tell me that they're the same as me, equal as the rest of us. We have to have special protection for them. They sound like they're getting a little violent right now, and this seems to be the look of the Democratic Party. Joe Biden's video that he just came out with didn't say anything about bringing America together. It was very divisive, pictures of George Floyd and this and that. This is what the Democratic Party is becoming, poking a stick in people's eye and seeing what they can rile up.
Well,
and it's getting very, very dangerous.
Well, come election time, we'll find out. You know, it's the bottom line.
Yeah.
It's the way it works.
Yeah, we'll see, Art. And an update on the 85,000 children that have went missing under this administration. As far as I know, nobody's looking for them yet.
Yeah.
So that was just an update on that as well.
Right. Good enough.
Thanks, Art.
Take care. Bye-bye now. And we'll talk to Paul in Saginaw. Paul, good morning.
Morning, Art. Art, I want to answer one of the questions that you asked your previous guest in the previous segment. And that question was something about how many new businesses fail the first year. Back in the mid 70s, early 80s, I worked as a commercial loan packager and business analyst for a EDC. And at that time,
That was the Economic Development Corporation. Is that what
Correct.
that was? Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah.
Yep. At that time, 8 out of 10 new businesses failed the first year. And then 1 out of 10 were left after 5 years. And that 1 out of 10, only 1% of that one had a gold mine. But here's what now in recent years, I've been told by friends in the lending business, those statistics are a little better. It's like 6 out of 10 fail the first year, which is a little bit better. But here's the main thing that I learned doing that kind of work, especially small business. You can make a lot of mistakes in your small business, but if you have a product or a service that the public loves, you will stay in business.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. No question about that.
Yep.
No question. And not only that,
Especially
I'll tell you something else. Not only is that true, but if you talk to executives in big business, when we're talking about the major corporations, these big executives will tell you if they're right 51% of the time, they're happy.
Absolutely. Yep. You can stay in business.
You can stay in business.
You can make money.
Yep.
Yep. And I'll give you a good example. A restaurant. If you can make a lot of mistakes in the restaurant business, like no parking, no seating, high prices, bad location, they can't see your sign. But if you have food that the public loves, I guarantee you they will support you and keep you in business.
It's true of any business. If you provide a service that's in demand, you win.
Absolutely.
Listen, I was in the tour business for 14 years. And in the first 10, 12 of those, motor coach touring and touring in general was in very, very good shape. It was a great business. In 2001, after 9/11, it took a turn down and never totally recovered. And then, when financial crises hit, it goes in the tank in a hurry. But the reality is people always want to travel. And if you offer a good service, they will come to you. But here's the but. It became untenable because people stopped shopping for value and only shopped for price. And
I believe it.
When you
I believe
shop
it.
for price and not value, you lose. You just don't realize it.
Right.
So
Yep,
we
that's true.
we decided that it wasn't worth fighting the battle.
Right.
But you reach that point. But again, if you offer a service people want, you'll succeed.
Absolutely. No
All right.
doubt about it.
Good enough.
Okay.
Thanks, Paul.
Okay.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Later. Bye.
All right. That'll open the lines up for you. Give us a call, 989-752-6111. Let me talk about my friends at McDonald Ford in Freeland. Talk about a business that's successful. They're successful on a couple of fronts. First of all, they're good people. The McDonald family, Tom McDonald Jr. and Tom McDonald III run McDonald Ford in Freeland. They offer a good product in their new cars with the Ford lineup. They offer fabulous product in their pre-owned vehicles from many, many different marques. All inspected. They go through a 100-point inspection process. They back everything up with an outstanding service department that can handle the smallest to the most major repairs. They have a collision center, Drive Collision. They have a quick change center for your quick lubes and oil changes. And they have an expert-friendly staff. In other words, they got the whole package. You will be glad you did business at McDonald Ford in Freeland. You'll drive away with a car with confidence. You'll be pleased with the way you were treated. And you'll be pleased with the fact they stand behind the purchase. Give them a try. McDonald Ford, 6790 Midland Road in Freeland. And this Saturday, as part of the Walleye Festival, there will be a huge car show at McDonald Ford, starting about 9 o'clock in the morning. I will be there from 8 to 11 to tell you all about it, all part of the Freeland Walleye Festival. So come on out, enjoy the Walleye Festival, and more importantly, enjoy your time at McDonald Ford.
Whoa, check it out. Love the new car.
Thanks, but it's not new. It's the same old car.
This is the same car I saw yesterday?
Yep. After an exterior spring cleanup from Paintball Repair, I got a buff polish, paint touch-up, interior steam clean, and graphene wax.
Ooh, expensive.
Nope. $299 for cars, $348 for trucks and SUVs.
For all this? Man, I need to get my truck summer ready.
A $70 savings on all cars, trucks, and SUVs. Now through May, only at Paintball Repair on Bay Road in Saginaw. More than a body shop.
History is made and the legends are born. The 2023 NFL Draft Watch Party this Thursday night, the Sense Sportsbook and Lounge at Soaring Eagle. Join Detroit Lions Herman Moore for a Q&A, plus Michigan sports legends and NFL experts breaking down who blew it and who blew it up. Enjoy $2 drafts, half-off wings, swag giveaways, and live music all night long. 2023 NFL Draft Watch Party, the Sense Sportsbook and Lounge at Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort, official partner of your Detroit Lions.
RocketGrabPlus.com. This week's deal on RocketGrabPlus.com is for Blossom Spa and Boutique in Saginaw. You can get half off of a neck firming treatment. It's a $60 value, but you are getting it for only $30. You can also get a basic facial. That's normally $50, but you are getting it for just $25. Both of these deals half off? Yeah, it's true. Head to RocketGrabPlus.com right now and snag your deal before they sell out.
RocketGrabPlus.com.
Moments like hearing my cat purr good morning mean a lot to me. But after being diagnosed with metastatic breast cancer, or MBC, which is breast cancer that is spread to other parts of the body, they mean even more. I take Ibrance, palbociclib. Ibrance 125 milligram tablets with an aromatase inhibitor is for adults with HR-positive, HER2-negative MBC as the first hormonal-based therapy. Ask your doctor about Ibrance and visit Ibrance.com. Ibrance may cause low white blood cell counts that may lead to serious infections. Ibrance may cause severe inflammation of the lungs. Both of these can lead to death. Tell your doctor right away if you have new or worsening symptoms, including trouble breathing, shortness of breath, cough, or chest pain. Before taking Ibrance, tell your doctor if you have fever, chills, or other signs of infection, liver or kidney problems, are or plan to become pregnant, or are breastfeeding. Common side effects include low red blood cell and low platelet counts, infections, tiredness, nausea, sore mouth, abnormalities in liver blood tests, diarrhea, hair thinning or loss, vomiting, rash, and loss of appetite.
Is your prostate secretly being destroyed without you knowing it? All the ads for these prostate pills like Super Beta Prostate, Saw Palmetto, ProstaStream, Prostagenics, and others. Want to know which pills work and which are garbage? Now you can. Get a free copy of the new guide, Prostate Secrets, that pulls back the curtain on the prostate pill industry. Learn what is really in these pills. Which pill has over 987 adverse event reports filed against it with the FDA? It's shocking. Learn the one food to avoid that is a prostate killer, and discover the 3 so-called health foods that destroy your prostate. Get your free copy at prostatesecrets.com. That's prostatesecrets.com. This free guide will show you how to end your prostate problems without drugs or surgery, 5 important things to do to protect your prostate, and much more. Warning, this guide is controversial and may be offensive to some readers as it pulls no punches. So go to prostatesecrets.com, prostatesecrets.com. That's prostatesecrets.com.
Time to shape up for 2023. Follow the Sean Hannity program.
Burn, baby, burn.
2, 3, let's move to the left.
The left has become that dumb.
Dumbbell presses. Show me some energy.
We need to be energy independent.
This program is not about balance.
Democrats, you cannot trust.
But it questions fitness.
You are not fit to lead.
The Sean Hannity Show. Weekdays at 3.
5 times a week.
Stop being a slouch.
On WSGW.
All right, we're back with you here at WSGW, Art Lewis Show, and lines are open for you. Well, we were talking about this morning on the Morning Team Show, And as I said then, and I say it again, and I've said it till I'm blue in the face over my decades in this business, when the news business becomes the news, it's not a good thing. Journalists cover news. They report news. They don't want to be news. And I will tell you that what happened yesterday to Tucker Carlson and Don Lemon, Tucker Carlson from Fox News and Don Lemon from CNN News, was not news. It was news in terms of a story, because these are the two leading personalities of those two networks, but it had nothing to do with journalism. And the reason is they weren't journalists, no matter what they claim. They're opinion drivers. They told things from their perspective, not from the basics that all journalists learn, the who, what, where, when, why, how, all that, without political slant. And they both ran afoul of their employers for various reasons. Carlson had a lot to do with his off-air behavior and the work atmosphere. Don Lemon had to do with some on-air comments and things. But again, these are not journalists. They claim to be journalists. They say they're journalists. They say that only their news is the way to look at the news. But then they taint that news with their opinion. As far as their departure goes, both of those networks are in the throes of change. A new leader at CNN has promised to neutralize the news so that it's news again. Fox has gone under the gun for the election stories about the election machines from Dominion and others, and just settled for $767 million or something like that. Both organizations are having to take a look internally at what they're doing and how they're doing it. And I predict we have not seen the end of changes, because I think they're in the midst of reinventing themselves. Now, obviously, when the big ones fall, it's news. But it's news from a standpoint of personalities as opposed to journalists. Unfortunately, they both represent organizations that tout themselves as journalistic organizations. But in my book, neither of them were journalists. They were opinion makers. And that's fine. I don't have a problem with that. I have a problem with the fact that they try and hide behind journalism as opinion makers. Pure journalists don't do that. First of all, pure journalists don't want that kind of limelight. The only time they want major limelight is if they break some huge major story that no one else had. But they don't want the kind of limelight that Carlson and Lemon had. Most journalists don't. And we need to separate the national from the locals. Because the local journalists who give you the news every day, they're your neighbors, their kids go to your schools, they attend your churches, they shop in your stores. They're everyday folks just like you. Whether they're on radio, whether they're on television, whether they're in the newspaper business, doesn't make any difference. They're everyday folks who studied their profession. They go to work every day. They try and tell you what's happening in your community. That's what they do. It's the national scene that has muddied the waters. And that's too bad. All right, we're going to take a break, finish up this hour. Next hour, purely open phones. Whatever you'd like to chat about, we'll be here to talk to you.
Time to kick off your 2023 golf season with Treetops Resort and its annual We're Open Golf Tournament Saturday, May 6th at 10 a.m. Participants will play on the Jones Masterpiece for this fun golf scramble. The 5th annual Grill on the Hill, sponsored by Evil's General Store and the Littletown Jerky Company, will also be happening. Come enjoy a barbecue competition and let your taste buds be dazzled. From 12:30 to 5, find live music, games, and plenty of fun for the family. Visit Michigan's most spectacular resort. Call 1-888-TREETOPS to book now.
While you're comfortable inside your home or business, the weather takes a toll on your roof. Wind, rain, hail, UV rays, and the heat of the sun cause premature failure of your shingles. Everyone loves to save money. If you have an aging roof, don't spend a lot of money on replacement. Get a Roof Max shingle treatment and get some peace of mind. Get more life for less money, guaranteed with Roof Max, a powerful fusion of science and nature. Call Ben today at 859-6751.
It could be the best years of your life. In retirement, you'll finally get to do what you want to do, but you have to plan for it. Start by tuning into Mindy and Nolan McIntosh of McIntosh & Associates every Sunday at noon for Wealth Michigan with the McIntoshes. Make retirement the best time of your life. Tune in Sundays at noon for Wealth Michigan with the McIntoshes. Firm offers insurance services. Investment advisory services offered only by duly registered individuals through AE Wealth Management, LLC.
Do bank closures, inflation rate hikes, and the roller coaster of the market frighten you as much as it does me? You need to call Oxford Gold. Securing your IRA or 401k with real gold and silver is a portfolio protection plan, and Oxford Gold has made it as easy as 1, 2, 3. One app, one call, and you pick the precious metals. That's it. You now own real precious metals. Call Oxford Gold today and learn more about the 1, 2, 3 protection plan at 833-404-GOLD. That's 833-404-GOLD.
All right, we're heading off to news. We'll have the national international report from CBS, the local news with Michael Percha. And then we will be back with an open line hour here on WSGW. I'm Art Lewis. Talk to you in just a few minutes.
From the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Studios, WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW FM, Carlton.
This is CBS News on the Hour, presented by Indeed.com.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez, and we begin with breaking news. His publicist tells CBS News Harry Belafonte has died. Correspondent Tom Foti looks back.
He was a singer, an actor, an activist. And Harry Belafonte found success in all three endeavors. Belafonte's signature tune, the Banana Boat song, was so popular people would approach him on the street to sing it. Movies like 1957's Island in the Sun were hits at the box office.
You think of him as an enemy?
I think of him as a snob. Belafonte's social and political activism made him part of Martin Luther King Jr.'s inner circle, and decades later, a fierce critic of President George W. Bush.
Harry Belafonte was 96 years old. His spokesman says he died at his home on the Upper West Side of Manhattan. President Biden says he wants to finish the job, so he's running for another 4 years. White House correspondent Stephen Portnoy reports.
The re-election announcement came in this YouTube video, opening with violent images of January 6th.
Freedom.
The president tells viewers he's inspired to run again because he says Republicans have been threatening America's personal freedoms.
Dictating what healthcare decisions women can make. Banning books and telling people who they can love.
all while making it more difficult for you to be able to vote.
He says now is no time to be complacent.
Mr. Biden's announcement means he could go head-to-head again with Donald Trump, who's already announced he's running. UVA political analyst Larry Sabato.
It's pretty clear from the polls that have been taken so far that a Biden-Trump rematch is not the most popular of potential matchups. The public would prefer somebody new.
Our new CBS News poll finds 45% of Democrats and people who lean Democratic don't think Mr. Biden should run again. 86% cite his age, 80. The woman who accuses former President Trump of raping her in a department store dressing room in the 1990s has arrived at court in New York for the first day of jury selection in her civil trial. When she filed the suit, E. Jean Carroll said,
I'm filing this lawsuit not just for myself, but for every woman in America who's been grabbed, groped, harassed, sexually assaulted.
Mr. Trump has repeatedly denied her claims. His lawyers are in the courtroom today. He's not. And they were expected to fall, but home prices have snapped a 7-month streak of declines. Case-Shiller Index shows they were up 0.2%. This is CBS News.
Streamline how you hire with Indeed. Their powerful hiring platform makes it easy to attract, interview, and hire candidates all in the same place. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
Are you ready for a new vehicle? Let us help you finance your dreams at United Financial Credit Union. We've made the car shopping process even easier. Research and compare vehicles, receive free Carfax reports, get an insurance quote, and view local dealer inventory all from the comfort of your own home with the auto shopping feature on our website. Simply visit our website today to start shopping for your next vehicle. If you've already found your perfect vehicle, contact us today to get your auto loan started. We can help you get on the road in your new car. And for a limited time, you can enjoy 90 days with no payments.
Some restrictions may apply. See Credit Union for details. Federally insured by the NCUA.
We're where you work, where you live. United Financial Credit Union. Serving the Valley community.
Eric was way behind on his taxes.
I owed a lot of money to the IRS, almost $15,000. I tried to make payments.
The IRS wasn't satisfied with Eric's efforts, so they came after him full force.
They're coming to put a lien and a hold on all my income, my home, my car. I was just overwhelmed at what to do.
Then Eric called Optima Tax Relief.
When Optima Tax got involved, the calls would stop, the threats would stop. It was easy like 1, 2, 3.
Optima Tax Relief is A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, and their team of expert tax professionals took care of Eric's problem.
I owe $15,000, and now my debt is clean. I don't owe anything.
Take Eric's advice.
If you have a tax problem, you need to call Optima Tax now.
Call Optima Tax Relief for a free consultation. Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. Optima Tax Relief. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Live from the 100.5 and 790 newsroom, this is WSGW News.
Partly cloudy skies and 37 degrees at 10:05. Good morning. I'm Mike Percha. One person has died and 2 others were hospitalized following a crash in Isabella County Saturday. Police say a 55-year-old man driving a 2019 Nissan was driving on Weedman Road near Mission Road, south of Rosebush in Isabella Township, around 5:45 p.m. The man swerved to avoid hitting a vehicle that turned into his path, according to police, then went off the road and struck a tree. First responders had to cut the man and 2 other passengers out of the vehicle. They were taken to a local hospital where the man died from his injuries. A 45-year-old woman and 4-year-old girl suffered unknown injuries. The crash remains under investigation. The city of Midland will start phase 2 of its Concept 5 sewer improvements starting on May 1st. Next Monday, Main Street will be closed to through traffic from Sugnut to Saginaw roads as construction begins on the multi-year sewer pipe upsizing project. When finished, the project will increase the size of more than 8,000 linear feet of sanitary sewer pipe along Perrine, Saginaw, and West Sugnut roads, plus Main Street. The work will be done in phases, with construction expected to be finished by June 2024. For updates on any possible changes in the Concept 5 plan or the construction calendar, visit cityofmidlandmi.gov/concept5. Bay County Sheriff's deputies had a strange case of breaking and entering yesterday. Police were called to a home in Monitor Township around 4 p.m. when a family heard a deer smash through their front window and run through the house. Deputies were able to isolate the deer in a bedroom and lure it out through the front door. The deer was not hurt, neither were the family or any of the deputies. WSGW News Time, 10:07.
Whoa, check it out. Love the new car.
Thanks, but it's not new. It's the same old car.
This is the same car I saw yesterday?
Yep. After an interior exterior spring cleanup from Paintball Repair, I got a buff polish, paint touch-up, interior steam clean, and graphene wax.
Ooh, expensive.
Nope. $299 for cars, $348 for trucks and SUVs.
For all this? Man, I need to get my truck summer ready.
A $70 savings on all cars, trucks, and SUVs. Now through May, only at Paintball Repair on Bay Road in Saginaw. More than a body shop.
This just in, a change is coming to herbicide. Raptor herbicide from BASF is now called Beyond Extra herbicide from BASF. Cool, right? That's why I'm talking fast and excited, because frankly, a name change isn't that exciting. Or is it? Now you're asking yourself, will I still have clean alfalfa and dry bean fields and broad spectrum weed control? Yes, sir and ma'am. But we added extra clear field production system crops under the name and called it Beyond Extra. Find Beyond Extra herbicide exactly where you found Raptor herbicide. Always read and follow label directions.
WSGW News Time, 10:08. The weather forecast is coming up. A man has turned himself in after knocking another man unconscious over a parking spot at a Cub Scouts meeting in Warren. That happened last Tuesday night at Roos Elementary School. 26-year-old Tyrone Sledge became angry when he saw another Cub Scout parent had parked in a handicapped parking spot without a permit. He then walked into the meeting and punched the parent in the head. Sledge has been charged with assault with intent to do great bodily harm, which is a 10-year felony. Administrative professionals, support staff at any office want recognition. That's what a new Robert Half staff survey shows during this Administrative Professionals Week.
75% of hiring managers said the responsibilities for administrative professionals have increased with the shift to more remote business models. And 76 said the profession has more of a career growth track compared to 5 years ago.
That's Robert Half's Shannon Edlinger, who says those administrative professionals also say they want competitive pay and the flexibility to work remotely. 3 former Grand Rapids McDonald's employees may have ripped off dozens of credit card numbers. The Kent County Sheriff's Department found the 3 workers copied drive-through customers' cards and used the numbers to rack up more than $50,000 worth of fraudulent purchases. 90 copies have been found so far, with 14 victims identified. The Sheriff's Department says the 3 were allegedly members of a gang called SGB, which stands for Strictly Getting Bands. One defendant, hired in May of 2022, was even involved in a shooting that had injured 2 people after a graduation ceremony at the East Kentwood Football Stadium. The alleged thefts occurred over a couple of months from November 2022 to mid-January 2023 and involved 4 McDonald's restaurants. WSGW News Time, 10:10. Now for WNEM First Alert meteorologist Matthew Mondro.
Tuesday has a high of 50 degrees with increasing clouds, and we'll see some spotty showers during the afternoon. Our west wind, that'll shift to the north this evening. Speeds only 5 to 10 miles per hour. For tonight, a low of 33. A few of those showers lingering early by midnight. Those are done, and then we're just partly cloudy for the rest of the night with a north wind at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Expecting another round of some freeze warnings again for Tuesday night. Then on Wednesday, very cloudy with a high of 50, and just seeing a few pop-up showers along the lake breeze right on the shoreline of Lake Huron. We'll have a low of 32 on Wednesday night, so some freeze warnings possible again, then just very cloudy and 59 on Thursday. From the First Alert Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Matthew Mondro.
Currently in Saginaw, 42 degrees.
Now, the only local radio talk show offering you the chance to ask your questions and express your opinions from around your block to around the world. The Art Lewis Show is on 100.5 and 790 WSGW and online, WSGW.com.
The Art Lewis Show is presented by Westside Decorating Center.
Yes, indeed. We are sponsored by Westside Decorating Center, 5789 State Street in Saginaw. Visit their newly expanded showroom. Take a look at their expanded product lines because now they carry countertops. And when I say countertops, there's porcelain, there's granite, there's quartz, all waiting for you. Anything you need for home decorating, you're going to find it at Westside Decorating Center. This hour is open phones, 989-752-6111, whatever you'd like to chat about. We would love to talk to you about it here on the Art Lewis Show. It's fun to do, and we look forward to it. In case you missed the news, the president has announced his re-election campaign, and he did so going after what he calls MAGA extremists. There is very little doubt that this is going to be a nasty campaign. If Donald Trump succeeds in getting the nomination from the Republican Party and Joe Biden goes for re-election for the Democrats, look out. It's going to be nasty. It's where politics has gone these days. What are you going to do? Carl is with us in Saginaw. Good morning, Carl.
Good morning, Art. I was kind of surprised to hear the news about Tucker Carlson. I mean, that.
What about Don Lemon?
I was surprised to hear that too. In
Okay,
fact,
good. That's. I just want to make sure we're talking about both things.
Actually, I was really surprised about Don Lemon because I had not heard that story yet, and I watched the news. I thought pretty regularly, and I had not heard that story at all.
It was on the morning thing, the morning show that he's doing.
Okay. Okay. Well, so it sounds like maybe there's going to be some changes, at CNN and at Fox. I'll wait to see how they actually, if they just change personalities, or are they actually going to change the way they do things?
Well, that's an interesting question, Carl, because I know that the guy Licht, who is in charge of CNN now, has said he wants to change their tone back to a journalistic base. I haven't seen it yet because they still have all the talking heads on there, and so does Fox. See what happened. What happened was with the advent. Excuse me. With the advent of 24-hour news cycles, they discovered they didn't have 24 hours worth of news. So they started these talking head programs. And they really were, in my opinion, what thrust these networks to the left and right. Who was on the panel obviously determined what the outcome was going to be. And I don't look at those panels as journalism. And unfortunately, unfortunately, a lot of the feelings of those panelists work their way into the news, and it defeats the news, I think.
Okay, well, Art, the way I see it is these shows are more entertainment than they are news. And, the news back in the Walter Cronkite days was not a for-profit part of the networks. It was more like a public service that they provided.
Public service they made money on. Don't kid yourself.
But not like the last 20, 30 years where they found out, they could make big bucks, and now you got, the Today program lasts all day long and all these other shows. And so I think it's a lot about profit. And, if we say that we want journalism and we just want the straight news, but there are shows where you can get that, but most people don't want to watch that.
All right,
You know,
hang
it's
on a
very
second
dry.
here. Hang on a second now. I'm going to correct you on something here, Carl. Careful of the use of the term most people. If you look at Don Lemon and Tucker Carlson, let's just take those two because they're the ones that are in the news.
Yeah.
Carlson talked to about 3.5 million people. Lemon to about 2.5 people. Together, that's about 6 million people. There are 330 plus million people in the United States. Most people did not watch them.
Okay,
right?
but
right?
what I'm saying is people could choose to watch like PBS or the BBC if they just wanted straight news. But most people don't want to watch just straight. They like the entertainment. They like the back and forth.
Again,
they
don't
like the
careful what you
controversy.
say about most people because the numbers don't show that. You know,
Well,
and
what is PBS numbers compared to Fox?
Low,
exactly.
You know, so but if you're telling me that more people watch Fox and CNN than they do PBS, then I'd say yes. But the term most people includes too broad a brush.
Okay, well, I think the way the reason these shows are the way they are is because it draws in an audience.
Yes. Oh, well, of course. Why do you think? Why do you think we do what we do here? You know, listen, people. We've been accused. For example, people say, "Well, you know, you're conservative station. You carry Markley Van Camp. You carry Sean Hannity. You carry all these conservatives." Yeah, there's a reason. They make money. They get an audience where Democrats have not been able to do that, and we've tried. We've had progressive and Democrats on the air before, and they just have not been able to draw an audience. Well, guess what? This is a business. I do a presentation every now and then on the media.
Art, please, not again. Please, not again. You've told that story 100 times.
Well, it doesn't seem to get through.
Profit. It's a business for profit.
Yes.
Sorry.
Bingo.
Yes. But that's not the point is, I think these shows are going to continue because they make a profit. And I don't think they're going to change all that much. They're going to put a different personality in, and they're going to tell them, don't say Dominion by name, just say voting machines, or just say
no. That horse is a dead horse now because they just paid $767 million, and they're not going to find themselves in that position again. That's part of what's driving what's happening at Fox, because that was a very, very costly journalistic error on their part.
I'm saying they probably learned their lesson, but they're not going to. I don't think they're not going to change their tone.
Well, I don't
they're just
know.
going to.
You're only picking on Fox. Do you think CNN's going to change their tone?
Probably not. I don't see it. No,
okay.
I don't see it either one.
So it's either way. I will be interested to see, because Licht has made comments about CNN that he wants them to get back to a journalistic position. We'll see if it happens.
Yeah, well,
we'll see if it happens. Well, you're right. I'm not denying it.
I'm not going to hold my breath.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. All right. Listen, listen. The bottom line is, you should get your news from multiple sources and balance it out. That's the bottom line. But
here.
All right. Good enough. Thanks. Have a good one.
All right. Bye now.
Bye-bye. All right. 10:20 here on WSGW. We'll take a break. Come back into more calls.
For the best garage doors, service and more, call the Delta Door Doctor. He knows doors.
It's springtime. The temperature goes up. The temperature goes down. Just like your garage door, right? It doesn't. Sounds like you need the door doctor. Call Delta Door today. It might just need a little tune-up. Or maybe it's time for a new door or opener. Since 1939, they've been fixing garage doors, probably your parents. maybe even your grandparents. Homeowners have learned to depend on the Door Doctor for the right prescription every time. If you've been thinking about a new garage door, think no more. Remember, in their more than 8 decades, they've seen it all. The Delta Door Doctor. He makes calls even where you live.
For the best garage doors, service and more, call the Delta Door Doctor. Delta Door.
Delta Door, 2835 Universal Drive, Saginaw.
If you're hiring, it can feel like you're trying to find a needle in a haystack. You can hope the right person comes along, or you can just use ZipRecruiter. And now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. In fact, ZipRecruiter has helped a lot of business owners find their needle in a haystack, like Marco, president of operations at Telly Tires and Auto Centers. Because Telly Tires has grown a lot in the last few years, Marco needed to hire everyone from a receptionist to a store manager to a head mechanic.
ZipRecruiter helps me find all the right people, even the most difficult jobs to fill. ZipRecruiter helps me keep my business running.
Take it from Marco and millions of other businesses who've used ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter can help you find the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/RADIO. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
I'm Neil Cavuto, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Stocks opened lower. Investors are moving cautiously with Microsoft and Alphabet reporting after the Wall Street close, though earnings reports this morning are coming in mostly upbeat. General Motors is still seeing strong demand after better than expected earnings in the recent quarter. It raised its forecast, but GM shares slipped at the open. PepsiCo, parent company of Pepsi-Cola and Frito-Lay, also reported earnings that topped predictions, and it raised its expectations for the year. Pepsi shares opened higher. McDonald's shares rose in the period. It was able to charge more for some items, and it's been seeing more visits to its restaurants. The stock opened flat, but has been rising recently. UPS's forecast was weak. That stock opened down 7%. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Cosola, invested in you.
Do bank closures, inflation rate hikes, and the roller coaster of the market frighten you as much as it does me? You need to call Oxford Gold. Securing your IRA or 401k with real gold and silver is a portfolio protection plan, and Oxford Gold has made it as easy as 1, 2, 3. One app, one call, and you pick the precious metals. That's it. You now own real precious metals. Call Oxford Gold today and learn more about the 1, 2, 3 protection plan at 833-404-GOLD. That's 833-404-GOLD.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
Yeah, I'm so stressed. Our business is growing. We've got people all over now. What is that? Meditation?
I'm recommending the Uma cloud phone system with auto attendant and more than 50 features.
Uma?
Yep. Switching to Uma is a cinch. Just $24.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees.
Uma.
Now you're feeling it. Find small business calm at ooma.com/radio. That's OOMA.com/radio.
It's Mark Lave and Camp and Robbins. Weekdays at noon on 100.5 and 790. News Radio WSGW.
All right, we're back with you here on WSGW and back to our phones. Susan is in Bay City. Susan, good morning.
Good morning, Art. You know, you were discussing the situation where, you know, it's profit, and that's what makes the world go round. I mean, we have capitalism.
Sure.
And I just wanted to yesterday you were speaking in the matter of Bed Bath & Beyond closing their doors. And, I got to thinking, you got Disney cutting 80,000 people. You got CNN readership dropping like crazy. You got Bud Light sitting on the shelf because of their new woke ad campaign. And it struck me, go woke, go broke.
Well, you bring up an interesting point because obviously, as a corporation, you are dependent on people buying your product. And if you do something, that a large percentage of the population doesn't like, you can expect to take a hit. It's happened before. It'll happen again.
It was something like 89 million people voted for Donald Trump, and we're not going to end. They're now against this MAGA.
Where did 89 million come from? It was
I think
75.
that was what. Well, regardless, okay, well, let's use your number. 75 million people voted for Donald Trump. What happens when all them 70 million people say, you know what? You don't like MAGA, you don't like Christians, you don't like this, you don't like that. Well, you know what? We don't like what you're doing, and we're voting with our wallet. And I used to shop at Bath & Beyond, and I was like your wife. I had my coupon, and, I always would go there. And you know what? When they went woke and gave Mike Lindell's pillow the bum rush and made their statement, well, you know what? I never went back. I deleted it every time off my mail, and I never took their coupons.
You spoke with your wallet.
Yes, and that's what people are doing, and all these people now. And Disney, do you think you want to take your little kid to see drag queen shows? I beg your pardon.
Nope.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, again, you speak with your wallet, though. And there's nothing wrong with that.
And I got to say, live and let live. I never cared if you were a drag queen. I never cared if you were gay. I don't care what religion or color or whatever you are. But by George, then you need to respect how I feel, too. I don't want every thought that comes in your head shoved down my throat when you will not listen to anything that we have to say.
Yeah. Well, you're right. It's a two-way street. It has to be, but it's
absolutely not. But it's not a two-way street anymore.
I understand.
And the same way with law-abiding citizens. It's not a two-way street when you can. So what if they're mugging people and hurting people in Chicago? They're just kids having fun. By George, they are not.
Yeah, that was a dumb thing for her to say.
Yeah, tell that to them poor old people that are getting mugged, and it's too bad them old people don't buy a taser or something.
Yeah. All right.
Thanks, Art. Thanks for being there. You have a good day. Bye-bye.
You too. Bye-bye now. Got an email from Brian. We were talking about what Carl said, and he said, Art, there is no normal American place to go where straight news is. I'm not sure what Carl is referring to. Well, that's an interesting comment. First of all, I think there's a lot of straight news because it's mostly in local papers and local communications. But, and I got an email here from Tim who says for the first half, this is how big the PBS audience is. For the first half of 2022, PBS NewsHour audience averaged 2 million nightly viewers. PBS News Weekend averaged more than 750,000. NewsHour's average monthly digital, 27 million, 48, right. Unfortunately, Tim, you forgot to tell me what CNN's and Fox's is because you will find they're bigger. So I want to go back to PBS for a minute here because there's something to remember about PBS and PBS News if you think that PBS News is the end all. And I will tell you, they do a fairly decent job. But I want you to remember something. PBS, in part, is funded by the federal government. When the Founding Fathers created the free press, they did so because they wanted that free press to be the watchdog on government. Now, if your coffers are being filled by the very people you're supposed to watchdog, does that represent a conflict to you? Think about that. Just think about that for a little bit. That's the Founding Fathers' vision. that a free press could monitor and report to the citizens what their government was up to, and do so without fear of reprisal. But if your pockets are being lined by the very source you're supposed to be the watchdog of, might that be a conflict? Gee, I don't know. Kochville is where we find Jim this morning. Jim, good morning to you.
Last 1 second. Let me turn off my radio.
Yep, you're fine. Sounds good.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm in my car.
Oh, all right.
Hello?
Yep, go ahead.
Did I lose you?
No, you're there.
Okay. I'm really happy about the election. Here we go again. Dumb and Dumber. Running. And you can put your headlight on the one you want. You know.
I have a feeling we're going to hear a lot more of that kind of commentary over the next 2 years.
Yeah. And the other thing is, do you think Rupert Murdoch might be more the idea of that he talked with his wallet? That's why what's his face got fired.
Well, listen, that had to have some impact. $767 million is not chicken feed, you know. It's a big payout, and Murdoch's a businessman. I'm sure he's looking at that and saying, "Well, we can't do that again."
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking. If not just the mouth of the guy, if Rupert Murdoch saying, "Hey, you're spending my money," what's wrong?
That's got to be part of it, I would think. Sure.
Those are only my two little points. Dumb and Dumber and Rupert Murdoch probably not happy.
Good enough, Jim. Drive carefully.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye. Yeah, listen, that's, Murdoch, he's a businessman, and he realizes what $767 million is, and it's an expensive lesson. Could have been far worse if they went to trial, because not only would have the penalty probably been larger in a jury trial, but they would have been, dragged through the mud in the press like crazy. And Murdoch was smart enough to settle that, because nobody wants that. I mean, that's why settlements happen. Avoid as much of the negative publicity as you can, settle for as little as you can, and get on with it, and that's what happened here. That's what happened. And I'm sure there are staff meetings inside Fox, saying, okay, this will not happen again. And we'll see. We'll see how the changes take place there and how the changes take place at CNN. If they do. If they do. You don't know. You just really don't know. All right, 10:34, and this is Bill in Caro. Bill, good morning.
Good morning, Art. Another great conversation going on. I just love it. I've thought for a long time that we sure could use a third party, and the guy calls in and talks about Dumb and Dumber, and I'd like to think part of me leans one way with the Democrats, and part of me leans the other way with the Republicans, and I keep thinking third party.
Well, I'll tell you what, Bill.
I don't know how in the world we've got in this situation to where the American public is gullible enough to put these two clowns running against each other for the president of the United States. I still scratch my head trying to figure that out.
Well, that's historic, because that's been said about a lot of elections. But the part that that interests me is that third party. I've often said that I'd like to see a third party, and I call it the common sense party, because that seems to have abandoned much of what happens in politics. And also, if you say you lean Democrat on some things and Republican on the other, or right or left, whatever you want to call it, to me, you represent the majority of Americans. I don't think the majority of Americans live out on the edges.
They used to call us, and they probably still do, the silent majority. Because, we voice our opinions, but we don't seem to have much effect.
Well, yeah. Well, I wouldn't go that far, and I'll tell you why. Because I think when you watch politicians, even Biden right now is claiming to. I don't think he has totally, but you watch a lot of these folks move to the center because they need that support to win elections. And it's been traditional that's happened, that a lot of politicians who have extreme positions move to the center when they get in office because that's the only way they're going to get reelected. And, and it's a strange game we play in politics in this country. It really is. And
getting stranger.
And getting strange, yeah. But part of it you can attribute to social media because that's the newest, that's the new kid on the block.
Yeah.
And it's had impact. It's had negative, in my opinion, negative impact, but it's had impact.
I agree.
So
a lot, and it seems to the social media, whoever they've got so many leaders on there.
Well,
and everybody that talks up good enough, I guess, becomes a leader and followers.
And you can do it anonymously.
Yeah, there you go.
All right. Good enough, Bill.
You,
hey, good talking to you. Thanks for calling.
Keep up the good work.
Thanks, buddy. Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.
We'll be back.
Hi, I'm Jim Blau, owner of Mid-Michigan Canine Academy. As most of you know already, our Redemption Crew has the most effective dog training methods in Michigan, transforming hundreds of dogs and families' lives each year. But you may not know about our premier boarding, day camp, and grooming services. Aren't you tired of booking out for weeks to get your dog cleaned, clipped, and looking sharp? We're taking on new clients, have immediate availabilities, even on Sundays. Book online at mid-michigancanineacademy.com. That's mid-michigancanineacademy.com.
It's a sting operation. Carry out the mission to nab some cash at Saguenay Eagles Landing. Every Friday in April, come out for hourly drawings from 5 to 10 p.m. for the chance to carry out your sting operation and grab as many envelopes as you can. Collect the prizes inside and win up to $250 cash. So seize the excitement of Sting Operation. Only at Saguenay Eagles Landing Casino and Hotel. Real fun, real friendly. Visit Saguenay-EaglesLanding.com for complete rules and details.
We now call to order the meeting of extraordinary heroes. Thunderfoot, here. Mega Maiden.
Let's go.
Wheat Farmer.
Yeah. What am I doing here?
You defeated Evil Dawn and saved your crop quality.
Well, yeah. I used Sphere X fungicide on my wheat and barley.
Keep your secrets, man.
No secret, just best-in-class Dawn reduction.
So modest. A mighty hero indeed.
Be a hero with Sphere X fungicide from BASF.
Always read and follow label directions.
It's Jesse Kelly. You ever have your home title stolen? Did you even know that was a thing? Your home title getting stolen? Well, let me tell you, it is a thing. I'll never forget opening up my email and seeing my home title in it. And wait a minute, that's my signature on it. That's my wife's signature on it. That looks real. Your home title's not in a bank vault somewhere. It's in the cloud now. Home Title Lock, they lock down your title. Anything goes wrong, they fix it. HomeTitleLock.com/Jesse.
Mornings were made for better things than rheumatoid arthritis or RA. Xeljanz tofacitinib is a pill for adults with moderate to severe RA when tumor necrosis factor blockers did not work well or could not be tolerated. Xeljanz can help relieve joint pain, swelling, and help stop further joint damage. Xeljanz can lower your ability to fight infections. Don't start if you have one. Before and during treatment, your doctor should check for infections like TB and do blood tests. Serious, sometimes fatal infections, cancers including lymphoma and lung, blood clots, serious heart-related events, tears in the stomach or intestines, and allergic reactions have happened. People 50 and older with heart disease risk factors have an increased risk of death. Tell your doctor if you've had hepatitis B or C, have flu-like symptoms, are prone to infections, or have ever had a heart attack, stroke, clot, or other heart problems, or swelling of lips, tongue, throat, or hives. Ask your doctor about prescription Xeljanz. Visit Xeljanz.com or call 1-844-XELJANZ.
If you own a small to medium-sized business that kept employees on payroll through COVID, you may have a big cash refund waiting for you. The Employee Retention Credit is a tax credit of up to $26,000 per employee. And now, more businesses than ever qualify. The experts at RefundsPro.com specialize in cutting through the red tape of qualifying for this government program. Most of their refunds are over $100,000. Even businesses that have received PPP funds may be eligible. And there are absolutely no fees unless you receive a refund. So there's no reason not to apply. If your business experienced shutdowns, limited capacity, supply chain challenges, or reduced revenue due to COVID, you likely qualify. RefundsPro.com has already helped hundreds of businesses. So don't lose the refund you're owed by missing the deadline. Get started today with a free 5-minute questionnaire at RefundsPro.com. That's refunds with an S, pro.com.
This is the premier kitchen and bath gallery showroom and design center studios of WSGW.
All right, we're back with you here on WSGW. Lines open for you, 989-752-6111. I just wanted to offer some thoughts and prayers to Congressman Kildee. Regardless of your politics, the congressman just went through a cancer bout with a tumor, and he put out a statement. He has been released from the hospital. He had successful cancer surgery. And he said, quote, "I'm happy to be leaving the hospital after a successful surgery to remove a small cancerous tumor. I want to thank my great team of doctors who provided excellent care. I continue to be grateful that I caught my cancer diagnosis early, thanks to a preventative scan. After surgery and recovery, my doctors told me my prognosis is excellent. I want to thank my family, including my wife, Jennifer, and my children, Ryan, Kenneth, and Katie, for their unconditional love and being by my side. As I continue to recover from my surgery at home, I want to thank my constituents for their continued support. And I'd like to thank my talented and dedicated staff who are continuing to serve the people of the 8th District I represent. I look forward to being back voting in Congress and traveling the district soon." Congressman Kildee. So we are happy that he had successful surgery. And the important part of that, I think, to remember is that it was caught early. If you have doctor's appointments, fulfill them. Go to your doctor regularly. Do what's necessary to keep yourself healthy. It's important. Here is Ann in Bay City. Ann, good morning to you.
Good morning, Art.
Morning.
I have a very simple question.
Okay.
I see this word on the news, and I don't know what it means. WOKE.
Woke.
What does that mean?
It's somebody created a term for those who want to liberalize society in many ways. It's designed to be a derogatory term. Let's put it that way. And it was created by people who disagreed with those who they claim are woke. The big push for gender neutrality and all of those things is part of it. It's a term you don't hear me use because I don't buy into that.
Well, so it's not just politicians that use it. It's like all our voters.
It's meant to be derogatory to anybody who has an opinion different from what the people who created its opinion is. So,
okay,
it's
all right.
I just don't buy into those. I don't like them. And it's all, what happens is these things get created. Then they got picked up on social media. Then they got picked up on mainstream media. Now they're all over the place, and it's the nature of the beast today. Communication is far different than what it used to be.
Yes.
So,
okay.
All right.
So now I know what they're talking about.
Good enough. Thanks.
Thank you
Take
so
care,
much.
Ann. Bye-bye now.
Bye. Bye.
Quick break. Back with more. We'll get to Al in Bay City when we return.
Unlock your best lawn yet with innovative zero-turn mowers, lawn tractors, walk-behind mowers, and more at Woolfiles Ace Hardware, your locally owned Cub Cadet dealer. Like the Cub Cadet Ultima Series, zero-turn mowers that are engineered to give you the ultimate all-around mowing experience by delivering next-level comfort and premium cut quality, as well as superior speed and control. And only Woolfiles, your local dealer, can offer this level of strength and back it up with genuine parts, accessories, and trained service technicians to keep your equipment running strong. From barbecues to backyard batting practice, you'll love to lawn for years to come with the Cub Cadet residential mowers. For expert advice, superior service, and exceptional offers, visit Woolfiles Ace Hardware, 5818 State Street, Saginaw, where customer service still exists. Open 7 days.
It's the sound of a good deal. That's music to your ears.
We're proud to make Pioneer Sugar for you and your family. Proud to be found in your kitchen, the heart of your home. And it doesn't really matter what you make with Pioneer Sugar, whether it's with our granulated white, light brown, or soft confectioners. It's the memories you'll make using it that will matter the most. Pioneer Sugar, pure and all natural, made from sugar beets grown right here. What could be sweeter than that?
I studied Spanish in college and never got fluent, but then I tried Babbel.
Want the most effective way to learn another language? In just 15 minutes a day, Babbel's bite-sized lessons will have you learning another language in as little as 3 weeks.
Babbel is all conversation-based, so it gets you speaking quickly about things you actually talk about in the real world.
You'll really see a difference in how you can speak and how conversational you can be in just a few weeks.
Babbel isn't just lessons. You can listen to podcasts, play games, watch videos. You can even take live online classes with a language teacher. There are so many ways to learn with Babbel.
The lessons online and in the app make it easy to learn from pretty much anywhere.
University studies have shown that using Babbel for 15 hours is equivalent to a semester of college Spanish. If you want to learn a new language, there's no better way than Babbel. Go to Babbel.com to try for free. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
I can't wait for what's next. Even with higher stroke risk due to atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Eliquis, the Pixaban tablets, reduces stroke risk. It's the #1 cardiologist-prescribed blood thinner.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without talking to your doctor, as this may increase your risk of stroke. Eliquis can cause serious and in rare cases fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or have antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding or unusual bruising, or if you have tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. It may increase your bleeding risk if you take medicines such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
Finding great people to hire can be like trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Their powerful matching technology delivers so many qualified candidates, it's like finding a needle in a needle stack. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. For less hay and more needles, head to ZipRecruiter.
And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. At ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
All right, we're back with you here on WSGW. Back to our phones. Al is in Bay City. Al, good morning.
Morning, Art. Just like your comments on the trade that Green Bay made with the Jets trading Aaron Rodgers.
I'm glad you called. I saved that to the end. In a way, I'm disappointed, and I'll tell you why. I've always liked Aaron Rodgers, and I am disappointed in the fact that loyalty in that sport and other sports is out the window. I would have liked to have seen him retire from Green Bay and go about whatever he's going to do after football. And probably for him, it'll be television. And I would have preferred to see that. But these guys hang on. For example, I think Tom Brady made a mistake coming back to football, and then he retired on a losing end rather than a winning end. And I just think that I would have preferred to see Rodgers retire out of Green Bay. But hey, who am I? It's his life. It's his career. And so be it. How about you?
Yeah. They got Green Bay got four real good draft choices, though.
Oh,
for
yeah.
that trade.
Yeah, sure. I mean, why not?
Yeah.
That's from Green Bay's standpoint. If that's what they needed, and they don't see getting any more value out of Rodgers, well, so be it. That's why a lot of athletes get traded before free agency, because the team knows they'll lose him and they'll get nothing for him. So they trade them before free agency so they can at least get something. And I don't fault Green Bay for that at all. I mean, sure, that's the nature of sports. And the days of absolute loyalty are gone. How many guys can you think of in sports that are totally loyal to the team? Well, Miguel Cabrera would be an example. He's going to retire out of the Tigers, and he's always been a Tiger, and he wants to retire a Tiger. And I credit him with that. Now, obviously, he's leaving with a lot of money in his pocket. But the reality is he's been loyal to the Tigers. And I appreciate that.
Oh, okay, Art. Thank you.
All right. Good enough. Hey, Al.
Okay.
Yeah. What did you think about it?
I hope it helps Green Bay. I really do. I think they need a little help right now.
That's fair enough. That's fair enough.
Yeah.
Good enough.
Yeah.
All right, friend.
Okay.
Thanks.
See you. Bye.
Bye-bye. Yep. Sports is also back to the business again, the business of sports. And it was interesting a couple of weeks ago at the Great Lakes Bay Economic Club. They had Mr. McDonald from the Detroit Red Wings, who is the financial guy. He runs the business side. And Chris Draper, who is the hockey operations side and the player development side. And, they talked about the economic side of sports and contracts and what it takes to run a team. It is not an inexpensive business. Any of them, any of the professional sports. And money is a driving force. And if you don't believe that, look what's happened in golf with the LIV Tour. The LIV Tour is all about money. The players who left the PGA to join the LIV Tour did it for a payday, a big payday. And the Saudis were willing to put up the money to do it. And I guess the thing about that upsets me is you ask yourself, well, how much is too much? Some of these guys like Phil Mickelson, he's already making a fortune. How much more does he need? But who am I? Years ago, when Art Neal was on WNEM TV5 as the sports director, I had him in the studio and we had a conversation about contracts and negotiations. And back then, $1 million was a lot of money. $1.5 million. That was a ton of money. And Art was absolutely right when he said, you get what you're worth. You get what you can negotiate for. Can't blame the player if they can negotiate for it. And on the bottom of a contract, 2 signatures. The giver, the taker. It's not a one-sided contract. So if a player goes into the management and says in negotiations, well, I want $5 million, and management says you're only worth $3 million, and they negotiate and he ends up with $4 million. He got $4 million to play a game. And now we're seeing $20 and $30 million a year contracts. I just think it's gotten out of hand. But by the same token, you get what you can negotiate. If someone wants to give it and you want to take it, sign on the bottom line. Thank you very much. It's the nature of the beast. I just think it's gotten out of hand what we pay sports figures, what we pay actors and actresses in Hollywood and elsewhere. I mean, wouldn't it be nice if first responders who protect our lives on a daily basis would make big money like that? But our priorities in this country aren't there. We've always been fascinated by the sports figures, the Hollywood types, you know, those are the people we put on pedestals. And then, of course, we're glad to see them fall when they fall off that pedestal. Back to close out after these notes.
Tired of out-of-control prices? It's the Gift Food and Craft Marketplace, brought to you by Ship Shawana on the Road, coming to the Harvey Kern Pavilion, Frankenmuth, Michigan, April 29th and 30th, Saturday 9 to 6, Sunday 10 to 5. We pay the first 100 people to shop every day with Shipsy Bucks. Hundreds of booths and thousands of products. It's one-stop shopping, all under one roof this weekend. Stop paying too much for everything. Fresh baked bread, scrumptious soft pretzels, chocolates, homemade cookies, jewelry, crafts, handbags, home decor, yard decorations, vintage items, furniture, pet supplies. The best deals and the best selection of unique items anywhere. Coming to the Harvey Kern Pavilion, Frankenmuth, Michigan, April 29th and 30th. Saturday 9 to 6, Sunday 10 to 5. Free parking. Admission only $5 per adult. Children under 12 free. It's the Gift Food and Craft Show, brought to you by Ship Shawana on the Road. For a $1 off coupon, go to shipshawanaontheroad.com. Ship your mama down the road.
Yeah. Moments like hearing my cat purr good morning mean a lot to me. But after being diagnosed with metastatic breast cancer, or MBC, which is breast cancer that is spread to other parts of the body, they mean even more. I take Ibrance, palbociclib. Ibrance 125 milligram tablets with an aromatase inhibitor is for adults with HR-positive, HER2-negative MBC as the first hormonal-based therapy. Ask your doctor about Ibrance and visit Ibrance.com. Ibrance may cause low white blood cell counts that may lead to serious infections. Ibrance may cause severe inflammation of the lungs. Both of these can lead to death. Tell your doctor right away if you have new or worsening symptoms, including trouble breathing, shortness of breath, cough, or chest pain. Before taking Ibrance, tell your doctor if you have fever, chills, or other signs of infection, liver or kidney problems, are or plan to become pregnant, or are breastfeeding. Common side effects include low red blood cell and low platelet counts, infections, tiredness, nausea, sore mouth, abnormalities in liver blood tests, diarrhea, hair thinning or loss, vomiting, rash, and loss of appetite.
The Ramsey Show, weeknights at 10 on 100.5 and 790. News Radio WSGW.
All right, that concludes this edition of the Art Lewis Show. Back tomorrow, of course, with lots more. News coming up, CBS News for the nation and the world, and Michael Purchase in the WSGW newsroom to bring you up to date on the region and the state. We will be back with Focus. We'll focus on the Midland Community Center. All of that coming up.
From the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Studios, WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW FM, Carlton.
This is CBS News on the Hour, presented by Indeed.com.
I'm Steve Kathan. Singer, actor, and activist Harry Belafonte has died.
Hey, Matilda, Matilda.
The word comes this morning from his publicist. Belafonte, who was 96, had a career that stretched from singing to speaking out on the top issues of the day.
His 1956 album Calypso sold 1 million copies. Meanwhile, Hollywood took notice of his good looks. Carmen Jones was his first major film.
Joe, don't get into trouble on account of me.
I never saw trouble look better.
After becoming a star, he was offered roles not usually given to blacks, but the actor still could not kiss a white woman on screen.
You can't change Hollywood. What you've got to do is change America.
That led Belafonte to become a social activist. Jim Genevieve, CBS News.
In a White House video released this morning, President Biden said he's running for re-election.
Around the country, MAGA extremists are lining up to take on those bedrock freedoms, cutting Social Security that you paid for your entire life while cutting taxes for the very wealthy, dictating what healthcare decisions women can make.
The formal announcement means money can now be raised directly for his campaign. Mr. Biden is 80 years old, and some polls have indicated voters are concerned about his age.
I don't think age will determine who wins the race, assuming Biden stays healthy. Certainly, the Republicans will attempt to run against Biden on age, just as the Democrats attempted to run against Reagan on age back in 1984.
University of Virginia political scientist Larry Sabato. Jury selection today in New York to hear the case brought by advice columnist E. Jean Carroll. She claims Donald Trump raped her in a store dressing room in the mid-1990s and defamed her when she talked about it. He has denied the accusations. Business and entertainment attorney Trey Lovell.
We're talking about money here, and it could be a significant amount of money if she wins and he's found not only to have defamed her, but also to have committed the battery that's alleged. There's certainly a lot at stake.
The NAACP is suing Mississippi over newly signed legislation that expands state control over police and courts in Jackson, where 83% of residents are black. Albrate Connor of the NAACP tells CBS News Radio.
The state legislature introduced a number of efforts, which we see as a concerted attack on the residents of Jackson. All of the bills together really kind of demonstrate taking away resources from this majority black state capital.
Wall Street, right now, the Dow is down 75 points. The NASDAQ down 100. This is CBS News.
Hire with minimal effort and maximum success with Indeed. Their powerful hiring platform makes it easy to attract, interview, and hire candidates all in one place. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
We are all anxiously awaiting the approach of spring. Longer, warmer days, trees budding, perennial flowers blooming, and the return of our state bird, the robin. What we're not looking forward to is rain, flooding, thunderstorms, and of course, power outages. No one wants to be caught off guard with a sump pump problem during a heavy downpour. Reamer Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning can help you plan ahead to avoid a flooded basement. They sell and install primary electric pumps as well as water and battery-powered backup pumps. Reamer Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning can also bring you back to normal from a wet basement with maintenance or replacement of a flooded water heater, furnace, or boiler. Trust the experts with your plumbing and heating mechanical needs in your home. You have a family doctor. Do you have a family plumber? Reamer Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning, 989-792-8738, or find them on the web at reamerplumbing.com.
Any way you spell it, Reamer means quality.
Have you Googled yourself lately? Are there negative posts from an ex-employee or a former client? Maybe an outdated news article or sensitive personal information about your family? Search engines don't always get it right, but right or wrong, it's your reputation on the line. That's where Reputation Defender by Norton comes in. One of the most trusted names in online reputation repair, Reputation Defender has been fixing people's search results for over 15 years. Their cutting-edge approaches help you to wipe away unwanted information in your search results. They also promote the good stuff so that it rises to the top, helping you put your best foot forward. Your good name is too valuable to leave to the whims of a Google algorithm. Take control with Reputation Defender. You can start by getting your free reputation report card at reputationdefender.com or call 800-401-6681 to speak to an expert. That's 800-401-6681.
Live from the 100.5 and 790 newsroom, this is WSGW News.
Partly cloudy skies and 42 degrees at 11:05. Good morning. I'm Mike Percha. A disgraced former Flint clerk has been sentenced. Here's Michigan News Network's Ryan Recker.
In 2020, Kathy Funk won the Democratic nomination for the Flint Township clerk by just 79 votes. That should have triggered an automatic recount. However, someone broke the seal on the ballot box, thus preventing that recount. And at the time, Kathy Funk said someone broke into their township hall and tampered with the ballot box. She went on to win the election. Frank quit her township job in 2021 to work as an election supervisor in Genesee County. But when investigators determined she was the one who broke the seal in the Flynn election, she was dismissed. On Monday, Funk was sentenced to 6 months of house arrest and will have to write a public apology for tampering with an election. Ryan Recker for the Michigan News Network.
Positive Results Downtown, or Pride in Saginaw, has announced Charles Henning will serve as Grand Marshal in this year's Memorial Day Parade. Henning is a Marine Corps veteran. He was born in 1949 and went to school in Zilwaukee, then St. Andrews, and graduated from Chesaning High School. He joined the Marines in 1969 after working for a Gray Iron Foundry and in construction. He served a tour in Vietnam and completed his military service in 1977. He then enlisted in the Marine Corps Reserves and was activated for Desert Storm in December 1990. In 1993, Henning received an award for rescuing people from an apartment fire. He currently works with the veteran program called MOVE, which is a weight management program that believes healthy living matters and prevention works. The Saginaw County Veterans Memorial Plaza Parade will take place at 11 o'clock on Monday, May 29th. WSGW News Time, 11:07.
Tired of out-of-control prices? It's the Gift Food and Craft Marketplace, brought to you by Ship Shawana on the Road, coming to the Harvey Kern Pavilion, Frankenmuth, Michigan, April 29th and 30th, Saturday 9 to 6, Sunday 10 to 5. We pay the first 100 people to shop every day with Shipsy Bucks. Hundreds of booths and thousands of products. It's one-stop shopping, all under one roof this weekend. Stop paying too much for everything. Fresh baked bread, scrumptious soft pretzels, chocolates, homemade cookies, jewelry, crafts, handbags, home decor, yard decorations, vintage items, furniture, pet supplies. The best deals and the best selection of unique items anywhere. Coming to the Harvey Kern Pavilion, Frankenmuth, Michigan, April 29th and 30th. Saturday 9 to 6, Sunday 10 to 5. Free parking. Admission only $5 per adult. Children under 12 free. It's the Gift Food and Craft Show, brought to you by Ship Shawana on the Road. For a $1 off coupon, go to shipshawanaontheroad.com. Ship your mama down the road.
Yeah. WSGW News Time, 11:08. The weather forecast is coming up next. A person escaped an explosion in Frankfort Monday morning in Benzie County. Homestead Township Fire Department was among the departments who responded to a building explosion off of Deadstream Road. A victim was taken to the hospital. The structure was mostly destroyed. The cause of the explosion is still under investigation. It isn't known what the condition the victim is at this time. The Livingston County Board of Commissioners unanimously approved a resolution to recognize the county as a so-called constitutional county. The resolution is in response to a recently passed gun reform laws in the Michigan State Legislature and the possibility of red flag laws to soon follow. While most speakers voiced their support for the resolution, saying the new laws are an infringement of their Second Amendment rights, one resident was not in favor.
The gun storage background check laws and the potential red flag laws are designed to help protect the community by creating common sense gun regulation. People will still be able to own guns. I support the Second Amendment and people's ability to own guns, responsibly own guns. The law does not prevent that. The laws do support responsible gun ownership.
The resolution directs local officials to use their own discretion when it comes to enforcing those recently passed laws. No one was injured in a school bus crash that happened Monday afternoon in Detroit. State police officials say troopers responded to the crash on the off-ramp from I-75 to McNichols Avenue, involving a white box truck and the school bus. There was very little damage done to the bus, and police believe the box truck driver didn't even realize they had hit something. The bus was from Loving Academy in Detroit. 29 students and 3 adults were on the bus when it was sideswiped by the truck. WSGW News Time, 11:10. Now here's WNEM First Alert meteorologist Matthew Monroe.
Tuesday has a high of 50 degrees with increasing clouds, and we'll see some spotty showers during the afternoon. Our west wind, that'll shift to the north this evening. Speeds only 5 to 10 miles per hour. For tonight, a low of 33. A few of those showers lingering early. By midnight, those are done, and then we're just partly cloudy for the rest of the night with a north wind at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Expecting another round of some freeze warnings again for Tuesday night. Then on Wednesday, very cloudy with a high of 50, and just seeing a few pop-up showers along the lake breeze right on the shoreline of Lake Huron. We'll have a low of 32 on Wednesday night, so some freeze warnings possible again, then just variable cloudy and 59 on Thursday. From the First Alert Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Matthew Mondro.
And currently we have 45 degrees in Saginaw.
Now, it's time to focus as WSGW presents the people, the places, the businesses, the culture, the area events and activities, all put into focus on 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW and online WSGW.com. Focus is presented by RoofMax. That's RoofMax with 2 X's.
Yes, indeed. RoofMax, the safe, affordable, and easy alternative to asphalt shingle roof replacement. And they sponsor our program. You can find out more about it online at getroofmax.com with 2 X's. Or call Ben at 989-859-6751. RoofMax. Today we're going to talk about the Midland Area Community Center. And with us this morning, we say good morning to Amanda Ewald. Amanda, good morning.
Good morning.
Thanks for being with us. So,
my pleasure.
So tell us about the center. Give us an overview of it.
Sure. Our Greater Midland Community Center, if people are not aware, that is located on Jefferson Avenue, which is the east side of Midland. It's been in this location the last 65 years. The community center here has been operating for over 100 years. So it's unique in serving both birth to seniors. So we have all generations here, all people of different walks of life, and we offer a lot of activities through recreation, social services, and wellness experiences.
How is the Greater Area Midland Community Center affiliated with all the other centers? Is there an organization that's the umbrella, if you will?
Sure. Yes, that's a good way to say that. Greater Midland is as if it's an umbrella. There is several operating units. Actually, we have 7. Midland Community Center would probably be one of the largest, but we also have the Greater Midland Tennis Center. We have the North End Fitness Center, the Coleman Family Center, North Family Center, as well. So we also have our curling center as well. So several different operating units, all under one umbrella called Greater Midland.
You got to be one of the few places in the country with a curling center.
Yes, it's very unique.
It certainly is.
Well loved in the area.
So let's talk about the activities that are available in the community center.
Sure. So as a whole, we can dive into senior activities in a bit, but as a whole, we offer all sorts of things. It's neat to have this in our area because we have pools to our access. We have actually 2 pools here. We have a leisure type pool that families come and participate in fun open swim times, as well as seniors who go to classes in that space and then swim lessons. And then we also have a lap swim pool as well that has several lanes for lap swimming. We have many gyms here. So as many people know, that pickleball is one of the, if not the fastest growing sport in America right now.
Yep.
There's gym space for that, as well as volleyball, basketball, all sorts of the court sports available.
Is it a membership type organization?
So we do. We have the different breakdowns that we have memberships, as well as drop-in opportunities. People can do year passes, day passes, or we also do sessions, which is, we have several sessions throughout the year that's ran in more of like an 8-week time period.
So do you take, for example, the Silver Sneakers program for seniors?
We do. Silver Sneakers is so big in the Greater Midland Community Center right now. It is a fast growing program for those that may not know what Silver Sneakers is, it's a nationwide health and fitness program designed for adults 65 and older. It must be included in Medicare plans. Not all Medicare plans offer this, but the majority do. And I say it's designed for adults 65 and older, but that does not mean it's limited based on age. If a participant has a Medicare Advantage or Medicare Supplement plan, they might be eligible for Silver Sneakers.
And what kind of hours do you operate?
Yes, our facility operates most days of the week, and that's Monday through Friday. We are open from 5 a.m. until 9:30 p.m. Saturdays, 7:45 a.m. to 7 p.m., and then Sunday, 11 a.m. to 5 p.m.
So are there events that happen that the center puts on?
Oh, yes. Yep, we do. We have several type of events, anywhere from, for instance, this weekend we have a few lock-ins for our middle school aged kids, and they're able to use the community center after hours, which is fun and unique. But we also have senior programming such as pancake breakfasts I offer regularly, as well as bingo, and any of those. We have types of things such as like lunch and learns, where people can come and learn during their lunch hour as well. So we're constantly coming up with new ideas for programming and different things we offer here.
And Amanda, how is the community center funded?
Yes, it's funded by several different avenues. So United Way is a big one, as well as some of our foundations here in Midland, and then individual donors as well.
And memberships, I assume, also then, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Obviously.
Membership. Yes, that goes into that as well.
If someone is interested in getting more information, is there a website?
Sure. Yes. GreaterMidland.org is the website, and that will have all of our locations there. There's a location tab, and depending on what location under Greater Midland, you can click on that tab and it will direct you to that immediate location. So GreaterMidland.org.
I'm going to get you to hang on so I can take a break, and then we'll be back to talk more with Amanda Ewald from the Greater Midland Community Center. More ahead.
Hi, I'm Tom Kreitler, host of the Money Pit Home Improvement Show. If you think you need a new roof, think again. You can avoid replacement and save thousands with RoofMax, the world's first roof rejuvenation treatment. RoofMax is a safe, easy, and affordable alternative to costly asphalt roof replacement, and it's guaranteed. So don't replace RoofMax.
RoofMax, a safe, easy, proven, affordable alternative to expensive asphalt shingle roof replacement. Call Ben today at 859-6751 or go to GetRoofMax.com for a free quote.
Welcome to retirement. Now, replace your paycheck. To local financial coach Kevin Ray, this is what retirement planning is all about.
Building monthly paychecks, and how you build those monthly paychecks is going to determine how well in retirement you're going to enjoy it. So sit down and build a good framework, and it starts with income.
So build your framework with Kevin and the team at Insight Folios today by calling 888-885-PLAN. That's 888-885-7526.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
Guys, fellas, men, are you Roman ready for the weekend? Right now, generic Viagra, aka Sildenafil, is just $4 per dose at Roman. Just complete a free online visit with a U.S. licensed healthcare professional. If medication is appropriate, Roman sends what you need in discreet packaging with 2-day shipping. Generic Viagra from $4 at Roman. Go to ro.co/bed. Do it today and get 20% off your entire first order. That's ro.co/bed.
Hi, this is Mike Avery. You know you can hear my outdoor magazine show Sunday mornings, 9 till noon on WSGW. But now there's another option. Saturday morning, 6 till 9. Tune in for the latest outdoor news and information, hunting and fishing tips, wildlife and conservation issues, even some wild game cooking. That's Outdoor Magazine now on Saturday mornings too, 6 till 9, right here on WSGW 790 AM and 100.5 FM.
From the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Showroom and Design Center Studios, you are listening to 100.5 and 790 WSGW.
All right, we're back with you talking to Amanda Ewald from the Greater Midland Community Center. Amanda, going onto the website and looking, there's a photo of the community center building. Looks fairly new. How old is that facility?
Facility is over 65 years. Actually, we are in the middle of renovating. Actually, not renovating. We are building a new community center. So the picture you see on our website right there is a rendering of the future building.
And when do you hope to be in that?
Yes, it's very exciting. In about 1 year from now, less than a year now, the countdown begins. We will be closing the doors here in this facility and walking through the doors of the new one. So just about a year.
Are the facilities adjacent to each other in the same property?
They are. Right now, actually, if you were to drive by the community center, you would see the construction happening in our old parking lot. Our main parking lot is where that new building is being built.
Dare I ask, where are you parking people now?
Yes, that's a challenge. It is a challenge. I won't deny that right now. We have parking along all the streets here, but we also have still a large parking lot behind our senior wing, which is off of Collins Street in George. And then we also have a large parking lot that is behind our pools.
How is the community center structure with all of those community centers governed? Is there a board of directors, or what do you have?
We do. We have a board that we report to. Actually, each operating unit has a board. So they all have individual boards that they report to.
So the tennis center has its own board, for example?
Correct. Yep.
And then is there that board then is the governing body of all of the centers?
Each individual board is a governing body of each operating unit.
Is there
and then we have several team meetings that all of the staff, the executive directors, often meet together.
So
each
unit has its own board and its own executive director?
Correct. Yep.
So there's no singular head of Greater Midland, so to speak?
No, we do have, nope.
Interesting.
But yes, all of them. We have our CEO, who is Terry Johnson. She is over the community center. So those operating units do report to Terry.
Oh, okay. So
yeah,
Terry is like the center head, if you will.
Correct. Yep.
Interesting.
She's housed at the community center, but yes.
We're getting into nice weather now. Are there outdoor activities and youth activities outdoors?
Yes, actually, our summer camps will be starting soon, and we are expected to have well over 3,000, if not 4,000 kids here in the summer. So it gets very exciting around here. Lots of different groups, lots of different camps. It's definitely a need for our community for childcare, but also for just experiences for these kids.
So these are camps in the centers as opposed to going someplace.
Correct. Yep.
Some
of them will be housed outside. So we'll do safety camps. We'll do all sorts of different ones, sports camps that are actually housed outside. And then many of them will be inside. So we'll have a swim camp. We'll have baking camp, sewing camp, those type of activities.
Well, Amanda, give everybody the contact information again if they want to find out more about the Greater Midland Community Center.
Sure. You can reach our website, which is greatermidland.org, or you can call over the phone and talk to our welcome desk staff, which is 989-832-7937, extension 0. That will get you to the welcome center at the community center.
And if someone wants to make a donation, how would they do that?
Yes, you can do that on our website as well. There is an area there to give, and you can also call that phone number as well, and they can direct you to the right spot.
Well, Amanda, thanks for spending some time with us this morning and telling us about the Greater Midland Community Center. We appreciate it.
It's my pleasure. Nice to be here.
Have a great day.
Okay, thank you.
Take care. Bye-bye now.
Bye.
Amanda Ewald from the Greater Midland Community Center, we thank you for joining us this morning.
Whoa, check it out. Love the new car.
Thanks, but it's not new. It's the same old car.